students, let's start with back cross and test cross. Okay, now see students, first of all we will see what is this back cross. Now back cross means what? Just see, when two parents means like this is first parent, capital T means the parents are tall, dominant parent, and this is small t means the recessive parent, that is the plant is dwarf. Now when these two parents are crossed with each other, F1 progeny we get, this is capital T and small t, means the plant will appear tall but it will have the genotypes of or the characteristics of both the parents. Okay, now when this F1 progeny, this F1 generation plant is crossed with another progeny, another F1 generation plant, then we get F2 generation. This is the simple crossing. But what is back cross? Back cross means now when this F1 progeny or F1 hybrid is crossed either with dominant parent or with recessive parent, then it is called as back cross. What is back cross? When F1 progeny means this is crossed either with dominant parent means this parent, or with recessive parent means this parent, then it is called as a back cross. So back cross is very simple. What is back cross? When the F1 hybrid or F1 progeny or F1 generation plants are crossed either with dominant parent or with recessive parent, then that crossing is called as back cross. So back cross is very simple. Now let's start with test cross. What is test cross? Now see what happens in test cross. When F1 hybrid is crossed with homozygous recessive parent only. What we have studied in back cross? In back cross, F1 hybrid can be crossed with capital T means dominant parent, or with recessive parent, that is small t and small t. But what is the condition in test cross? The F1 hybrid can be crossed only with the recessive parent. Then that cross is called as test cross. Okay, so what is back cross? In back cross, F1 hybrid is crossed with either with dominant parent or with recessive parent. But in test cross, F1 hybrid will be crossed only with recessive parent. Then that cross is called as test cross. Okay, now let's study something about this test cross. Test cross is very easy. It is simple. It is repeated. Repeated means it can be done many times. It is predictable, means predictions can be done with the help of this test cross. Now what type of predictions? Here this test is used to know about the individual, to know the unknown genotype of an individual. If any individual, suppose one purple flower is given, okay, phenotype is clear to you, the flower is purple means purple color is the phenotypic character, but with the help of test cross we can know the genotype of this purple flower. So this test cross is easy, simple, repeated and predictable. With the help of this test cross we can know the unknown genotype of an individual's genotype can be easily predicted. Okay, so this is all about test cross. Now let's study this test cross with the help of an example. Suppose this purple flower is there or violet color flower is there. Now we want to know, phenotype is clear to you. Now we want to know the genotype of this flower, Now how we can know, or how we can predict, or how we can identify the genotype? Simply we can do the test cross. How we can do the test cross? This purple color means this is the dominant character. So in test cross always the crossing is done with the recessive parent. Recessive parent means if purple color is dominant, means naturally white color will be recessive. So the crossing is done between these two flowers. And if in F1 generation, if we are getting all the progeny of same color, that is dominant color, then we can easily identify the genotypic nature. Now let's take one example. Suppose this purple flower is there. Considering now crossing is done between, considering that this flower is dominant means it is capital R, and another will be naturally recessive, means small r, small r. When the crossing is done, let's see the crossing with the help of Punnett square. When the crossing is done between this dominant and recessive parent, then what happens when this crossing is done? Capital R, small r means capital R, small r. Capital R into small r means capital R, small r. This capital R into small r means capital R, small r. This capital R into small r means capital R, small r. So what type of result we are getting in the Punnett square? In the Punnett square, this F1 hybrid we are getting that all the flowers are of violet color or of purple color. It means what? If this type of result we are getting in F1 generation where all the flowers are purple, means we can easily identify the genotype of this individual flower is capital R, capital R. Okay, now if this type of result we are getting, means when this purple color flower is crossed with recessive flower. Now we are considering the purple flower is having the genotypic nature capital R, small r, heterozygous. Okay, when this crossing is done with recessive parent, means gametes are small r, small r. When this type of crossing is done, just see capital R, small r, capital R, small r, capital R, small r, capital R, small r into small r, small r, small r, small r into small r, small r, small r. So here what type of result we are getting in F1 generation? 50% of flowers are violet color and 50% flowers are of white color. If this type of 50-50% result we are getting, it means that these individual, this purple or violet color flower is having genotype capital R, small r. Means on the basis of this result, we can easily identify the genotypic nature. Okay, if in the result we are getting all the flowers purple, means the genotype is capital R, capital R. If in F1 generation we are getting 50% purple flower and 50% white flower, it means the genotype of this flower is capital R, small r. So in this way, with the help of test cross, we can easily identify the unknown genotype of an individual. So here we have completed test cross.